Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to this video lecture series in which we are talking about how we can actually improve and optimize our neural network. So until in the previous video lecture, we have seen that what exactly bias means, and with the bias comes the another term named as variance. So the bias and variance are the very serious problems that the machine learning and data science people face while working on the data sets, and this is a very serious problem. Why? Because most of the people are not effectively able to deal with this problem. So in the previous video lecture, we have seen three types of graphs. One graph was for when we have high bias in the algorithm, one was for when we have high variance, and the another one was the optimal case when we have an optimal level, that is a very low level of bias and variance. And it is really very hard to have a trade-off between the bias and variance, because what happens when you increase the biasness, the variance often decreases, and when you try to decrease the bias, the variance often increases. So in this video lecture, we are going to see that given a data set to us, then how we can actually have a judicious trade-off between the bias and a variance. So let us continue to this video lecture. Now, in this lecture, I would be giving you a basic recipe which you need to follow whenever you have a data set or whenever you are applying a machine learning algorithm in your data set. So let us work on this recipe. So now we have a problem of high biasness. And I think this problem is majorly because when we are not able to fit our algorithm properly on our training data set. So this problem basically arises in the training data set. And now suppose that we are facing the problem of high biasness, then there are some recipes or some tasks that you could do in order to remove the high biasness from your algorithm. So suppose that you are facing high biasness. Yes, we are facing high biasness in our algorithm. So what are all the things that you can do in order to remove this high biasness? One thing is you can do is you can take a bigger neural network to work on. So you can take a bigger neural network so that this would remove the high biasness. Another thing you can do is you can take a larger algorithm or a larger layer neural network. So basically, whenever you will increase the size of the neural network, the biasness of the algorithm would often decrease. Another work you can do is you can search about neural network architecture. So what happens is that instead of fitting one architecture neural network to your dataset, there are several other architectures available that you can try out. And it may happen that it will reduce the biasness from your algorithm. So after applying all these steps, you can see that the biasness of your algorithm has now been decreased significantly. But I'm not saying that these are the only step that you could perform in order to decrease the biasness of your algorithm. There could be few more steps also. Based on the hyperparameter tuning also, it is possible that you can decrease the biasness of your algorithm. So by applying all these steps, now you have removed the biasness of your algorithm. Okay. And now, since you have removed the biasness of your algorithm, now it is the time to move to the development set. Okay. Now, again, you are checking your data set, the performance of your data set, and now you can see that it is giving a very good accuracy on the training data set. And so you move forward. So now we are not having the biasness problem. But again, as I have said earlier, that there is a very rigorous trade-off between the bias and variance. So when you have tried to decrease the biasness, it often happened that the variance of the algorithm often increases. That is, previously our data was underfitting, but now as we have decreased the biasness, so the algorithm has tended to overfit over to the data set. So what has happened? We are now facing the problem of high variance. And basically the problem of high variance was faced in the development set. So what was happening that in comparison to the error in the training set, the error in the development set was very large. And so this caused the problem of high variance. So our algorithm was overfitting to the data points. So now there are few more steps that you could perform in order to decrease the variance or in order to regularize the data. So yes, we are having the problem of high variance. So what are the steps that we could perform in order to remove this problem of high variance? So one of the few steps are you can take more data. And now since this is the era of neural networks and deep learning, so we are having a large amount of data with us. Since we have Android apps, we have mobile phone, we have laptops, we have internet servers, and we are constantly collecting data. So we have no problem with the collection of data and storing it. And so we have a large amount of data available us in order to train our data set. Another thing that you can do is you can do regularization. So regularization is a very old concept that we have to study in the machine learning. But if you have often not studied about what regularization is, so you don't need to worry, because in the next few video lectures, we are going to see what regularization is and how we can improve our algorithms using the process of regularization. So regularization would basically do is regularization would decrease the amount of variance that your algorithm is facing. So another thing you could try is, again you could see a new neural network architecture. So you may see that if a certain neural network architecture is facing the problem of high variance, then it may be possible that another neural network architecture would not face this problem. So now you have solved the problem of high variance. You could perform some more steps in order to remove the problem of high variance. This is a long list, and you need to do some experiments in order to take down what are the essential steps in which you can remove the problem of high variance and high biasness. So now, after applying all these steps, you see that now you have removed the problem of high variance as well. But it is still possible that after removing high variance, then you can face the problem of high biasness. So if you are again facing the problem of high biasness after removing high variance, then you can again perform all these steps again, and your biasness problem would again be removed. And if it is again causing a high variance problem, then you can perform all these steps again. So basically you need to do is you need to come to a certain point, an intermediate point, where there is an optimal value of the biasness and the variance. And this is often called as the bias and variance trade-off. So what it is that suppose you have bias and you have variance. So whenever you try to decrease the biasness, you often found that the variance often increases. And whenever you try to decrease the variance, you often found that the biasness of the algorithm increases. So you need to come to an intermediate point where the biasness and variance are at an optimal level, so that you could get the appropriate result and the errors in the algorithm would be very less. So this is the bias and the variance trade-off. So I hope this much is clear to you, and you need to follow this basic recipe in order to remove the problem of high biasness and high variance from your dataset. Thanks for watching this video lecture. I hope this lecture is very much informative to you. Like my YouTube videos. If you have any doubt regarding this video lecture, you can write down in the comment section. I would try very much I would try to reply you as soon as possible. Share this video lecture, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.